Hello, stream. Hello, QuakeWorld players who will be here in a moment. But, of course, we've got DDK here.
There you go.
Yeah.
Am I live?
You should be live. Are you not?
I have no idea.
Well, you're A-live, at least.
Well, you can hear me at least, that's fine.
Yeah, so pretty soon we're going to have the conclusion of what has been just one of the most amazing tournaments in QuakeCon history. It's been a long time since we've seen QuakeWorld here, and we have brought in the best of the best from Brazil, from Australia, from Europe, and of course it's going to come down to Team Ragnarok and Rune.
Oh yeah. And these guys have been playing for 20 years, and this is their sport. They don't play any other games. They just play QuakeWorld, and they have not had a stage like this, perhaps ever, and maybe they won't again. Who knows? But you guys have to make them feel welcome, because these guys deserve it. They are incredibly skilled at this game, and they're going to put on a great show.
All right, so I think they're going to be coming up here pretty soon. But yeah, we've had a heck of a weekend. A lot of Quake Live, a lot of QuakeWorld, a lot of amazing, amazing matches. Pretty close as well. A few upsets in the final rankings of things, but I think these guys are going to be expecting a little bit of a different atmosphere. In fact, they have all of you watching, which might make them a little bit nervous. They're usually used to playing to crowds of 2.
Yes.
Or, you know, there's QH LAN, there's a few other community events. But of course, this is quite a big step up.
Yeah, it's normally in Sweden. They have a QH LAN, once a year, community run, and that's pretty much it. And this is quite far afield to go for most of these players. A lot of them are from Scandinavia, where there's a really big QuakeWorld scene still, but as you described, we had an amazing performance from Brazilians. I don't know Brazil could play QuakeWorld and have been playing this game, but apparently they do, and they do it very well as well.
They are amazing. Yeah. If you didn't see any of those matches, feel free to, of course, go on, check out the VODs. They're all worthwhile. Check out the demos. Open it up in your own Quake config. It'll be good.
Oh yeah. Is it time to bring them onto the stage?
I think so.
I think it's time to get this started. So first up, it's going to be Team Ragnarok. Milton and Rickle are going to be the best QuakeWorld players that we have to date. And next up we have Team Rune, and they are also incredibly good, slightly, well, not considered as good necessarily as Milton and Rickle, but these guys know each other so well, I think they're going to take them all the way to the 4-5 maps. Come on up, guys. There you go. I love the Swedish flag.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So on the left, if you are fans of Sweden in any form, of course, as you can see, they are Swedish, or you're right, rather. And on the left, of course, we have a Finnish player. Milton is Finnish, and we have Rickle, who is from Norway. So pretty Scandinavian up here.
Absolutely. And, I might have felt a little bit bad about not having any Americans in the final. But, of course, knowing these players, we both covered them a lot in leagues like the EQL Online for a number of years. And so just the fact that they were coming, we knew what what was going to happen.
I mean, it's okay. You have the best Quake Live player. You have to make some, concessions to the Swedes.
Absolutely. And there's actually, a $25,000 prize pool up for grabs here.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, these guys don't see prize pools.
Right.
And also, they don't see stages. So, again, give them a massive round of applause, guys, because these guys have been playing Quake 1 for 20 years, and they still just play this game, and they need a warm welcome to this stage. There we go. I think they're getting ready. I think they're feeling it.
Absolutely. And of course, money isn't the only thing they're playing for. This isn't just stage dressing. These are the trophies. Yeah, look at them.
So who made these trophies?
Cobalt. He's been doing a lot of work. Pretty much everything I'm wearing is done by this guy. He's got stickers. He's got pins. Cobalt has done an amazing amount of work for QuakeCon for many years, and he always outdoes himself. They light up. They light up.
I think it's an amazing idea to put LEDs in trophies. This should be more of a thing than it is.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So hopefully they'll be able to get into the hands of one of these teams here pretty soon.
Yeah.
I think we're going to be starting off with a real classic. It's DM6, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a map we didn't actually see too much in the regular play. But QuakeWorld, of course, it has, like every Quake, a variety of maps, and all these maps have different play styles. And DM6 is one of the more slow. Well, it's hard to call any map in QuakeWorld slow-paced, but it's one of the slower-paced maps that we have, one of the more tactical maps that we have. And actually, we haven't seen many close games on it so far, but these two teams really know how to play it, so I think we're going to get a very stunning start.
All right, well, I think we are just about set. I'm seeing them in the server. We're going to go ahead and hop in GTV. Oh, they're winking and nodding and just looking very prepared. All right, I think it's going to be server 5. Yeah.
All right, let's see this.
All right, so pretty soon we're going to be hearing some rockets and gibs pumping through this room. Oh, that's nice. All right, so of course we're going to be starting here on DM6. As you mentioned, there's a lot of different ways to go about this. Of course, we're playing 2-on-2 in this tournament, which means that DM6 has a bit of a different flavor to it. I want to call it a bit of like an attack and defend type thing, where you've got, yeah, there we go.
Those sounds are so meaty. That's the best word I can use to describe them, meaty, and that's probably a word I'll continue to use.
That is a real
There's
thing.
nothing like it.
Yeah, absolutely. So of course you have the red armor room here. It's going to be all about taking control of that and keeping control of it here, since the red armor is so important. And you only have one guy to really defend it. Hopefully somebody else can come in to defend as well. But you're going to need to depend on your teammate to go and look for those frags, kind of chase them back into the room. Of course, the other team will have to attack the red armor room and try everything they can in order to take the red armor themselves.
Absolutely, and on this map, you can have situations where you actually get a lull of action. There can be spots where no one does anything because they will actually say, you know what, we'll let you have control of this room. We understand you got it unlocked, we're going to build our control a little bit and then go for the attack. So you get that more considered team play. But this middle room, once the team who has the red armor starts to go into that middle room, it gets really scary because they can start taking away all of the resources you have. They can control the lightning gun, which is a big comeback mechanic on this map.
Absolutely. Well, I say these guys go ahead and ready up. Can we give them a thumbs up? Actually. All right, so these guys are going to be hitting their F3 here very, very soon. And yeah, this will be the first map of a potential 5-map set. Of course, Ragnarok being in the lead here is going to have a 1-map advantage. So they only need to take 2 maps in order to take home the grand prize. The Rune guys, of course, are going to need to get a whole 3 maps.
Yeah, and Rune definitely feel like they absolutely need to start off positively because of that fact. They need to win DM6. They really want to avoid Aerowalk, and they need to have that map in the bag so that they can afford to lose Aerowalk, because that's the map that they're not confident on. And a lot of you will be familiar with Aerowalk because, like a few maps from QuakeWorld, like Blood Run, ZTN, it appears. I mean, the map's origin was in the early 2000s or late 90s,
right,
and still is played in other iterations and also in other titles from other games. Everyone loves the Quake maps so much, so it's going to be very interesting to see those maps once again.
Absolutely. I mean, a lot of these maps have been so popular that, of course, they get ported to Quake 2, Quake 3, Quake 4. We might even see some ports in the new Quake. But these things just keep going and going, and it's the gift that keeps on giving. All right, I think we can F3. Yeah.
Are they good? All right.
And once again, a big shout out to the QuakeWorld community. The players, some of them in the audience, have done an amazing amount of work to make this tournament happen, to bring players here, to have servers, to have demos, to have configs, to have this amazing competition, both here and remotely. I think we get to say a big thank you to Andy from Sudden Death TV for also running an amazing tournament the very first day of QuakeCon.
Yeah, and you also did some great write-ups as well, which help to inform anybody who's not familiar with what's going on. I wouldn't blame many people for not knowing what's going on in the QuakeWorld scene because it's so old, there's so many things happening, it's hard to know that it's still going on. I mean, a lot of people that leave come back and they're surprised. People still play this game?
They don't play anything else. I don't know how to explain it. I'm a Quake player. I don't know how to explain it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I played a lot of QuakeWorld, and but I play other stuff too. I mean, I guess that means I'm not a true QuakeWorld guy, because again, their community is full of guys that mostly played for 16 plus years, which is quite funny when I started to play their competitions, because it's like, oh, you're just starting this, and well, it looks like I might have to hold story time for now, because I believe we're getting into the action.
All right, and away we go. All right, we're going to be starting off watching Milton here. It's going to be kind of crazy as we get the first grab of red armor here very, very shortly. It's going to be Milton coming across the top with rocket launcher. Locktar is already going to have red armor. It's going to be Milton spawning back over in the red armor room. Locktar coming back in to keep control, or try at the very least, but it's going to be 2 frags up for Rune already.
Give me some auto track
here. Sure we got auto track. Yeah, console. There we go. All right, so of course, holding down this red armor room will be of the utmost importance. We finally have Milton in there for just a moment, and of course, remind everybody, Ragnarok is the favorite team. It's all up to Rune to make something amazing happen here on DM6.
And all the action, as you can already see, is going to be going down in this red armor room, where basically you have the strongest armor, very good positional strength, and once you have that armor, you can build out and start attacking the outer control areas of the map. But already, you can see that these teams don't want to give this up. Rickle able to defend that marvelously there for Ragnarok to keep hold of this. And he's got lightning gun, he's got rockets, he's very well equipped and very scary right now.
All right, they go from 8 frags down to now 2 in the lead. So it's going to be all up to Rickle to try to hold down this position as he's taking a lot of attrition damage. Milton is going to be out on other parts of the map to try to take down fresh spawns, deny weapons, deny that lightning gun, deny the rocket launcher as much as possible, and hopefully come back to Rickle for some resources.
And so far, so good. It looks like Ragnarok will hold the control here on DM6. Locktar's going to go down there in middle, trying to get some weapons, trying to get something going, but it's really scary because Milton also has a lot of armor. We can see, of course, Rickle on our camera right now is just holding things down, holding down the fort essentially. And then Milton, he's going out and doing the work. He's getting into the other side of the map and killing every opponent as they try to pick up resources so they can't set up an attack.
Absolutely, so things are very dangerous for Rune right now as both Milton and Rickle from Ragnarok have red armor. It's going to be Carapace up top with the green armor trying to do a little bit of damage. We have Locktar diving down back towards the lightning gun in order to try to do a little bit of damage, but now Rickle is on the hunt doing a ton of damage, but here's Carapace. Hopefully he can do something to take over the red armor room. Rickle doesn't even see him. Rickle's doing a ton of damage, but Milton's going to get not 1, but 2 team frags. Well, they'll be back. But Locktar's coming back in. The damage is relentless. He's almost out of that red armor. We have red armor back up in 10 seconds. Rickle taking control, but it's not going to last for very long. Carapace doing a ton of damage here as Locktar is trying to take control here. He's got Mega. He hasn't taken very much damage. It's going to be the Ragnarok guys trying desperately to take with the red armor. If he can get the red, but no! It's going to be a rocket pop, and Rickle comes back in to lock down the room.
Yeah, awesome work there from Rickle. Again, just reasserting his dominance in this red area, and Locktar's coming in, Carapace is coming in, but Rickle will deflect everybody, keeping Milton safe, and Milton can hopefully pick up some armor with Rickle, but the pressure is constant, just coming in off the spawn repeatedly, but still, Milton and Rickle hold, well, I shouldn't say strong, they have to pick up some health here, so they're still pretty weak actually, and there might be an opportunity for Rune to get back in, and there it is. Locktar's back in with the LG.
All right. But they're not going to be able to survive for very long without that armor coming up. It's going to be up here in 5 seconds. Rickle's on target, but he's only got 20 health. Just the shortest explosion will take him down, but he's going to be able to take away the red armor and then push out, allowing Milton to stay in the red armor room. But we've now got damage coming both ways. Rune is trying so desperately to get in there. Here comes Locktar, but he's not going to be able to survive for very long at all.
And so still, it's just the same old story here. Rickle and Milton able to lock down this red armor area. And you can see Rickle's throwing some spam rockets down to prevent any attacks coming in. And he's going to take down Locktar. Locktar just walking into one of those rockets, and life is starting to get difficult. Ragnarok are over 30 frags, or about 30 frags ahead at the moment. And Rickle will take some damage here, but Milton can come back to give him a hand, although no one has any armor. Rickle will pick up the red, but he needs health right now to use it. And he's going to have to go out into the middle of the map to get that.
This is getting somewhat desperate just because if Rune is able to take away the red armor room, Ragnarok has all the ability to hide in the rear part of the map, take away Mega, take away cells, and deny frags. So not only does Rune need to take over red armor, but then they need to force fights a lot, actually. So we've got red armor taken away by Carapace. It's a steal at the very least. There is that spawn back in that corner, allowing for a very quick steal, but it's going to be very short-lived as Rickle is just on a massive roll.
And one thing that's really interesting is that these guys aren't used to dealing with environments like this. They might not necessarily feel tested in front of a stage and the pressure that might bring. So that's going to be interesting to see in the continuation of this series as Rickle starts to find comfort, taking players down left and right with the LG, with the rocket launcher pushing all the way out to the middle there. That is very, very impressive there from Rickle. But finally, he'll get punished for going too far afield.
You really can't afford to push out too far without risking losing everything you fought so hard to take. But now we've got Rune, at least temporarily, in charge of the red armor. It's going to be Carapace with the pickup. Lokhtar is looking to pick up the next one, and hopefully Carapace can force his way out and get some free frags.
So now it's finally Rune who actually hold on to the key RA red armor area on the map, and we actually saw Carapace picking up a couple kills there on the other side of the map, keeping away his opponents, Milton and Rickle. They don't really have much armor, they don't have many weapons. Milton came in without any help there from a teammate, and if they come in dribs and drabs like that, maybe there's a chance back in, but Lokhtar needs help.
So Lokhtar's going to get pulled on down as he is left by himself. Milton's going to be able to take away a bit of armor as now Lokhtar is trying desperately to push on in. Here comes Carapace, but he's going to be very, very short-lived.
So now it's back in the control of the favorites. Ragnarok, we've got Milton here. Milton, arguably the most legendary player from the last decade of QuakeWorld. And he's holding strong right now, securing a red armor for his teammate as well.
They both have full red armor. This is absolutely ridiculous from Ragnarok. Of course, Rune is not too far behind, but in terms of DM6, this is a monumental amount of frags to come back from. So with only 3 minutes and 40 seconds left on the clock, things are looking fairly dire here on DM6, but they have done a fantastic job of holding onto their own and taking away fights at the same time.
Absolutely, and you can see how confident Rickle and Milton are, expanding out into the middle area of the map here, throwing down the rockets, throwing down the LG. Their control is very, very dangerous right now, and the fact that they feel confident enough to do this, honestly, you don't see this all the time. It really means that right now Rune are just suffering. You can see they have nothing off the spawn, they're getting completely destroyed. And
spawning in the middle is never ideal either, as Milton is taking very little damage. I mean, Carapace and Lokhtar have a really difficult time getting weapons right now. There's actually very few weapons to go about. There's lightning gun down below in this little cubbyhole. You've got rocket launcher. Sure, they could take a free mega, but their ability to do damage takes, being able to breathe off of the spawn, and that's something that Ragnarok is not giving them the opportunity to do.
Absolutely, and it's definitely a really bad situation for Rune from the perspective of time as well. They only have 2.5 minutes left to try to get something going, but with 60 frags, Ragnarok are looking fantastic for this map. And you will see scorelines in the hundreds in QuakeWorld.
Absolutely, but to Rune's credit, they're not allowing Ragnarok to hit that quite yet. Well, maybe I'm speaking too soon. There's still 2 minutes left, but it's still up to Rune to pick these fights. Carapace trying to push in. He's not going to get very far. He's going to be pressure on the spawn. Doing a lot of damage to Rickle, however, so Rickle left it here by himself for the moment is taking a lot of damage from either end. It's going to be Milton, however, who's going to be a problem for Rune from the rear as well.
So once again, we just see this dominant control of this red armor room, and like every map in QuakeWorld, there is always going to be one resource, one area, one position that is going to be the most desirable. And Ragnarok is showing expert control there, but finally gets some damage back in, but it is short-lived because Milton will find his way straight back to red with a rocket launcher and a lot to say for himself as well as he expands his control back into the mid-area of the map there, shutting down the lightning gun of Lokhtar and picking it up. He's got a lightning gun and 100 cells in the pack. He's going to have so much damage output, but Carapace, how on earth did he find that engagement?
All right, so Carapace is going to be back in charge here, as now we have Lokhtar doing a ton of damage on Rickle. It's going to be actually Carapace getting away with the red armor. Lokhtar's going to be left by himself, so yeah, they are in this situation now where they need to go out and hunt for frags. It's not likely they're going to be able to make up 70 frags in the next minute, but hopefully they can carry some momentum, some energy, some attitude into the next map.
Yeah, and these teams know each other so well. They have a lot of expectations. They're not going to, as you say, take it too seriously. They sort of understand how the series is going to go, and they know where their best chances are. And again, probably this and Aerowalk are the two maps which I'm the most afraid of. And we'll have to see how it develops, but I really feel confident that despite being in front of a big audience for perhaps the first time, the Team Rune, I don't think they're going to lose their nerve.
Oh man, we are going to Aerowalk next, aren't we? Oh, if you think this is brutal, Aerowalk could stand to be incredibly just bloody.
One of the things I love about QuakeWorld is that as an incredibly old game, I guess the design methodology is a little bit different.
Exactly.
It is one of the most punishing games you can ever play, and I kind of love that.
Oh, absolutely. And if you're the one doing the punishing, then it feels pretty awesome.
Exactly. It's a relationship of give and take.
And this time, it was a lot of give there from Ragnarok. They dealt the pain. Really awesome first result, and that's how they wanted to start this series. And as you said, they already have a map advantage coming from the winner bracket as well. So this is now point match for Ragnarok, as Rune is going to try to do everything they can to take at least one map away from them. Of course, here on Aerowalk, it's a little bit different. We have a quad, and we have red armor, we have yellow armor. Well, I'm getting my games mixed up. We've got a bit of armor around, but defending the red armor is going to be absolutely important. The quad comes up in QuakeWorld every 60 seconds. And it lasts quite a while, so almost half the map has a quad on board. So you're going to be seeing a lot of blue glow and a lot of red splatter.
And unlike, Quake 3, where the quad damage is 3 times damage, in QuakeWorld,
4 times.
the quad damage is 4 times damage. So you can do 440 damage with a direct rocket with quad, which will basically kill anybody with anything. So you don't want to get hit by that.
Rockets kill here. No joke.
Rockets are great.
Yeah.
I'm really hoping we get to see some insane quad runs with. Aerowalk is supposed to be a one-on-one map. We put 4 players on there and a quad damage.
Yep. So here we go. It's going to be Ragnarok and Rune. Ragnarok, Recall getting the very first frag, and Milton getting on his first quad. But look at this. He's already got armor. He's got a bit of health left over as well. So he's going to be just absolutely ripping through the map, looking for targets, and he's going to find every single one of them. But no, it's going to be Locktar pulling down the quad, shutting his run down, and Recall is going to be the one on the red armor. It's going to be a little bit before the next quad comes up since it died so quick, but it's 8-0 just in the first 30 seconds, and this is exactly the pace you can expect out of Aerowalk.
And like the last map, the red armor is definitely a bit of a focus away from the quad, but it is easier on this map, much easier to go and steal away the red, to try to attack it.
There's even a spawn there.
You can, yeah, exactly. You can spawn on it too, but it's all about this quad, which spawns surprisingly quickly. Every time a quad run is over, you're almost at the next quad run again, which is a very scary concept.
Done with quad, time for quad, and indeed the quad is coming up in 7 seconds here. Rico looks like he's trying to set up the mega health, and green armor will be a good way to at least start there. He's going to be hatching on it, and there it is. Everybody comes to take him down, but they're a little bit too late, and now Rico is loose on the map.
Absolute carnage there. Recall is very scary. Oh, great play there from Carapace, coming in with the rocket launcher, flying at 100 miles an hour, finding the kill there and just eliminating the quad damage. Very important, but Ragnarok are already so many frags. They're 20 kills ahead, but it is QuakeWorld, and one quad run can turn it at what? Scoreline of 20 frags immediately.
Absolutely. Compared to DM6, where it's very difficult to recover from a loss of like 20 or 30 frags, here it can happen in one quad run. So it's going to be Ragnarok, fairly weak, should be taken down by the cells here. Took care of a little bit of time to get him, but now he can reward himself with the red armor as he can start to move back towards the quad area. It's going to be up here in a little bit, but the setup is going to take some time just because you need to be fully stacked to be ready for that fight, quad or no quad. But here it comes, 8 seconds. Carapace is going to be totally set.
Well, it's already quad time again, so the action begins. And if you can get the quad out alive, I mean, as you can see, it's in a very dodgy corner in the map. It's basically a death trap to go for it. But if you can get it out alive, obviously that's when the big action happens. This time was not that case. Instead, we have Carnage in the middle of the map. No team actually really controlling red armor until just now. Carapace from Team Rune is going to be able to control red armor. So maybe, just maybe Rune can build something, and they have stemmed the bleeding at the moment.
Oh no. But it's going to be Recall doing the damage, so any hope of turning that into anything like map control is cut a little bit short by Recall, who's now looking to lock down the red armor Rune, taking down the stairs, taking down the rocket launcher spawn as well. Carapace trying to move in, can't get lucky off the spawn, can't even steal away the red armor there, as it's going to be Recall getting that pickup.
And so once again, starting to have to think about the next quad. It's coming up in about 15 seconds, and so trying to keep some armor alive for that would be really nice. It's very hard though because the map's so small, You see Rico spawning on the red armor spot, but luckily for Carapace, the red armor's not up just yet. And actually, it's going to be Milton who gets the quad, and he might get away, but he needs to get some armor. The green that he just picked up is pretty worthless, so we'll have to see if that's going to help him out, but there's the first frag. Milton is very quick with these rockets.
Rockets are going to be flying everyone. It's going to be Locktar shutting them down. Carapace on the red armor room as well. Could this be the time for Rune to take the map back? There's still several frags behind it, but this is looking like a good run from them. Carapace is going to be a little bit weak. Locktar is going to have red armor. Hopefully he can get a little bit of help. So can Carapace, and they have, well, a decent amount of weapons and ammo here. So now it's going to be up to Ragnarok to try to push in and take the red armor really back, and that's exactly what Recall just did. But there's Carapace to turn it right back around. So even as the quad's coming up, I think there's going to be a lot of focus right here on the red armor room.
And it's actually very hard to get to that red armor if you don't have a rocket launcher, to be honest. And Locktar's going to seal it away. Very important steal. And again, the quad is coming up pretty soon, so Locktar needs to basically remove all the armor ups. Oh no! He's going to walk over a spawn, and Milton's going to be able to telefrag him. And now that's going to be a much better chance for Milton and Rickle to seal away the quad. The quad damage will be up and then down immediately. And it looks like
fairly good for Rune, just because they've been getting so many frags in the red armor room. If the quad is just nullified from the map and it doesn't get loose, even if they're not the one running with it, they can still start to edge this map back into their control. In fact, we're only 34 to 49 now. This is still entirely within the realm of possibility.
Yeah, they've definitely been making great inroads into that big deficit that they had. But right now, things are getting a little bit scary as Milton starts to run rampant in the middle of the map. But still, there is this red armor that's held by Rune, and it's not too challenged. And Locktar's going to take down Milton, so all the plays that were being made by Milton and Rickle, now they're not counting for anything. It's all about Rune. Locktar is getting a lot of work done, and he's buying time and space for this next quad.
Absolutely, so double, triple tapping back through that teleporter, doing a ton of damage. And here comes the red armor. Nobody saw him coming, they were distracted by Carapace, and now Locktar can take away red armor. Now, of course, one rocket could still be a major problem for him, but with 3 seconds left to quad, it's only going to be up to Recall. Can he take him down? No, he's going to be able to steal away and die, but that still means that Rune is on this run. They're still making a lot of damage come out of the red armor room.
Yeah, great frag there coming in to, again, nullify the quad, and the gap begins to close even more steadily. It seems like Rune are bringing it together here. I mean, they have been consistently a bit better on that red armor control, and it's really paying off as we see Milton taking a lot of damage here. Carapace with another telefrag. We'll see a lot of those in this game. And it's all about that red armor again. It's the chaos in middle. Milton's going absolutely nuts there with the rocket launcher and the LG, single-handedly locking it down, but he needs to be able to pressure back onto the red.
Milton could be destroying any chance of hope that Rune has here, and nobody's really been paying too much attention to him. He's just been going through the map, just picking targets at will, as Recall is also drawing a lot of attention away from him, allowing Milton. But there's the attention that Milton needed. They finally realized that he was the one destroying their faces.
Milton looks very, very scary at this point in time, and the quad is coming up. Who's going to grab it? Will it be clean? Milton gets the quad. Oh no! Taking down his teammate there with the quad rocket. It happens. It happens to the best of us.
Somehow they're still friends. All right, but 68, now 69 to 47, and now that Milton is loose on the map with quad, this is bad, bad news for Rune.
And somehow he's still alive, but maybe for not much longer. It's starting to get difficult for him to do anything, but that Mega's going to help out significantly there as he keeps on fragging. The spawn frags are raining in. Great splash damage usage there from Milton. Throwing the rocket up top there towards red, and still providing insane presence in the middle of the map, and the gap now gets much larger. Ragnarok, with that one quad run, as you said, really starting to take control.
I'm so happy that AutoTrack is putting us on top of Milton here, just because he is just doing an insane amount of damage. He's finally going to get pulled down, but that still means that Recall is in charge of the red armor room, and he can now leave at will to do some damage, and this might be victory lap conditions, as now 83 to 47, that slow creep that Rune was making is now almost completely shut down.
And obviously this is a really big problem, because this is essentially match point for Team Ragnarok. They already had the advantage of being in the winner's bracket. They won TM6, and so it's all on Aerowalk. And Rune, they knew, we spoke to them backstage, they knew it would come down to this Aerowalk match, and so far they've had a good fight, but they've only got 2.5 minutes left. It is doable, but they have to be perfect.
Now, of course, we've had so many side tournaments here at QuakeCon for QuakeWorld with a lot of different results, but I think in the official QuakeWorld 2v2 tournament, has Ragnarok lost a map?
I actually don't know if they did.
These days are just blurring together. It's nothing but rockets and rails and gibbs. And sometimes they have names attached to them. So 100 to 50 now, not quite net 100. but Ragnarok is looking incredibly solid. A lot of LAN experience here, a lot of excitement to be on stage, and they were able to put Rune down. So, final 2 minutes, and hopefully we get to see Recall go on a bit more of a rampage here with the quad. Well, against, you know, enemies would be nice.
These Rickle's going for the team kills. Very QuakeWorld, and he can maybe get a nice little quad run right at the end at the very least as he runs around mid using, well, 120 damage per cell with that quad damage. Pretty scary, but eventually he will expire, as everyone does eventually in QuakeWorld. You have a very short lifespan in this game.
Absolutely, it's incredibly rare to be able to finish a quad on Aerowalk, just because, of course, there's plenty of weapons. It's very, very small. You have this one single agent that just turns into a meat grinder, and we've seen a lot of meat here in these last 10 minutes.
So Rickle and Milton now, they have red control at the moment, so they're really hampering any comeback efforts. And you can see that Rickle's able to get frags off the spawn. Locktar just bouncing around from spawn to spawn, picking up what he can, but it's just not enough, and it's just too much map control coming in from both Rickle on one side and Milton on the other. Very scary stuff. Oh no, Rickle's going to get a quad out with a lot of armor and health.
Just picking out the LT targets. In fact, he's just run out of the ability to tell team from enemy. Doesn't really matter at this point, so he's just enjoying seeing the bodies hit the floor. So right now we've got Recall just taking away every target he can off the spawn. They are just, don't blink, don't blink.
Frag off the frag off the frag. The big quad runs, that's what it's about. And Rickle's just having some fun.
Well deserved indeed. And so now with Recall, he's finally going to get shut down here. We might see a very last hurrah from Rune on auto attack perhaps, but Recall might not be, so we're going to let that happen. It's going to be Carapace actually finishing him off, taking that red armor so temporarily. We'll see if he can get a final few frags as we close out the map, as we close out the round, as we close out Ragnarok's victory right here at QuakeCon 2016, 20 years later, 20 years of QuakeWorld.
Ragnarok are the QuakeCon 2016 QuakeWorld 2-on-2 champions, and it's going to feel amazing for them.
I have to say, I probably feel just as good to be here, to be able to do this. I'm glad you're here. Yeah.
It's pretty awesome, right? I mean, this is history.
Absolutely.
I can't believe 20 years later, this is the thing that happened.
Absolutely.
Hello guys. I want to ask you a question quickly if that's alright. And please, Milton, well done for winning. You told me at the beginning of the tournament that you were confident you would be able to win this. You've finally done it, and it's been the 20th anniversary of Quake. What does this mean to both of you?
It means a lot. We came here to show what QuakeWorld at top level could be like. And we won. Feels good, man.
Excellent.
Yeah, feels amazing and means really a lot. We have been playing this game for almost 2 decades already and preparing for this event for months, so it feels great to be here.
Well, congratulations, guys. I'm going to welcome Brian from Intel to present the checks to the winners, and we'll get on some games very soon.
All right, well, I think, yeah. Battery is not included.
Thanks very much, guys, to the players. I think we're going to go set up for the Quake Live now, and I'm going to swap around with my
And away I
trusty
go.
Jamal.
Yeah. Good to see you, Zoot.